Okay guys, it's Tarik here with another video and welcome back to my channel. So I was reading some of your comments and some of you guys have been asking me questions about why I haven't talked a lot about Riot and whether I like Terawulf. So I decided to make a video called the top 5 crypto mining stocks to buy in 2024. Okay, guys, and this is the video that I'm making. Myself being personally invested in some of these companies, but also after following a lot of these companies ever since the 2021 bull run, and even following some of these companies since they've recently gone public within the last few years, and kind of following their monthly updates. So all of these companies provide monthly updates on their investor relations website, and you can purchase shares in these companies through either the NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange using any U.S. traded broker or international broker like Fidelity. You can buy them on Robinhood, okay, Webull, Charles Schwab, TD Ameritrade, Interactive Brokers, etc. So these are the, like I said, these are the Bitcoin mining stocks that I personally like. It'd be interesting if you guys shared your point of view in the comments as well. And if you guys are familiar with some of these companies, be sure to rank them or list your top 5. I'd really be interested in seeing what you guys want to have to say. So before I get into the video, please give a thumbs up if you like my content, guys. Okay, so let's get right into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like a reverse countdown. So I'm going to start with number 5, and then I'm going to give you guys number 1. So number 5, this is my number 5 favorite Bitcoin mining stock, and that is Bitfarms. Okay, this ticker symbol BITF. I believe it trades on the NASDAQ. Okay, the reason why I like Bitfarms because this is an international Bitcoin mining company. They have exposure in South America and some other places. They have a lot of, they're really kind of based out of Canada, okay? And basically, they're not necessarily one of the larger ones, but they are pretty consistent with their Bitcoin mining. They have they're growing their hash rate, okay? I believe it's somewhere between 11 or 12 exahash per second. And they have around, as of I checked in their latest update, they have around 800 or so Bitcoin on their balance sheet, okay? So like many of these mining companies, they're trying to grow their hash rate to kind of keep up with the halving that's going to happen on April 20th, 2024. And the stock has been doing pretty well. So, like I said, anytime Bitcoin is up, usually these Bitcoin mining stocks are going to pump. So BITF, that's number 5. Okay, guys. Number 4. Okay, this is my 4th favorite Bitcoin mining stock. Okay, guys. And my 4th favorite Bitcoin mining stock is Cipher Mining, ticker symbol CIFR. Now, wasn't so familiar with Cipher Mining until I started doing a little bit of more digging on X. X is, formerly Twitter, is a really great place to get a lot of information on some of these companies. Especially, you can actually follow the CEOs of these companies, and they like to post a lot of things. They talk in X spaces all the time to promote their stock, but also to like inform people about the industry. Okay, now they have a Bitcoin mining stash of around 14 to 1500 Bitcoin. They're increasing their hash rate. They've done pretty well mining. Now, a lot of these companies have actually been mining less Bitcoin because as the hash rate continues to go up, it continues to get more and more competitive as more and more people are trying to mine Bitcoin. Obviously, with the halving coming up and Bitcoin's price has been up a ton, okay, in 2024. So, like I said, even though these companies are mining less Bitcoin a lot of times, they're increasing their hash rate, which will be very, very advantageous after the halving, so they can kind of keep their revenues consistent, and so they can benefit from the transaction fee revenue, which is really where I think the bulk of the money is going to come in this Bitcoin mining industry in the futures and the transaction fees as the halving reward continues to decrease every 4 years. But Cipher Mining, very interesting. Okay, the stock it was up pretty big when a lot of these Bitcoin mining stocks pumped. The last I checked, I believe it was at like $4 or something like that. Now it's actually down from its SPAT IPO of $10, so you can kind of get it 50% off. I believe the CEO, Tyler Page, he's a really smart guy. He participates in Twitter Spaces all the time. He's very transparent about his company. And this is one of the cheaper Bitcoin mining stocks. Okay, the market cap's under $2 billion. So if you guys are looking for like a cheaper Bitcoin mining stock, under $10 as of recording this video, check out Cipher Mining. Okay, so number 3, guys, my third favorite Bitcoin mining stock is Riot Blockchain. So this is kind of to segue into one of the comments that I received on one of my previous videos. Why don't I talk much about Riot? And the reason I don't talk much about Riot is because I wasn't recently really impressed with how fast they were growing their hash rate or how they were mining Bitcoin. But they had something really interesting happen in their February 2024 update. I realized that they had just eclipsed 8,000 Bitcoin. Okay, they had recently, like over the past couple of months, they had been selling a lot of it. But in February 2024, they actually mined a good, decent chunk of Bitcoin, and they didn't sell any of their stash, which really kind of piqued my interest, okay? So as of recording this video, they have like 8,000 Bitcoin on their balance sheet. Pretty solid company. Doesn't grow as aggressive as I would like it, but they're planning to increase their exahash rate. They're planning to mine more Bitcoin as they prepare for the halving. And the company's got a pretty solid balance sheet. They have hundreds of millions of dollars in cash. They're very well positioned, and I don't see like they're not in any huge bankrupt risk or anything like that. So that's why they took my number 3 spot. Like I said, there's 2 others that I like more, but I think Riot is definitely getting a lot of attention. I noticed that there was a recent report from a JP Morgan analyst. I believe his name's like Reginald Smith, something like that, and he was very bullish on Riot. Okay, Riot is fine, but it's just not one of my 2 favorite Bitcoin mining stocks. If you guys have seen any of my previous videos, you guys are probably going to know the 2 of the ones that I'm going to mention, and these are also the 2 that I personally hold. So second spot, my second favorite Bitcoin mining stock to hold is CleanSpark. Okay, now CleanSpark could end up being number 1 in the future simply because it's founder led. The CEO, Zach Bradford, he's very young. I believe he's under 40. Very passionate about Bitcoin mining, and he looks like he could be like the next Bill Gates, the next Mark Zuckerberg, the next Elon Musk of the Bitcoin mining industry. Okay, so CleanSpark doesn't have as much Bitcoin as Riot, but I just like the way Zach and the team at CleanSpark, they own all of their mining rigs. They do a lot of operations in the southeast region of the United States, especially down in Georgia. And they just seem like they have everything together. Now, one thing I don't like is they don't have as much Bitcoin on their balance sheet as I would like to see. In a recent report in February 2024, they had like just over 4,000, which is fine. Okay, that would position them. They would have, one of the larger HODL rates out there. There are some companies out there that have more Bitcoin than do like Hut 8 and things like that. But this is my personal list. These are just the companies that I personally like. There obviously are dozens of companies in this industry, and I'm going to touch on a few of them later, give you guys some others to check out. But like I said, CleanSpark, well positioned, is planning to increase their exahash rate. They're very, very aggressive. Okay, I believe I read that they have plans to increase to as much as 50 exahash per second by 2025. So they're competing with a lot of the bigger players in the industry. And I believe, like I said, I like Zach, man. This is not only this is a bet on CleanSpark and their Bitcoin mining, facilities, but it's a bet on the CEO, Zach. Okay. And then for the top spot, guys. Okay, the top spot, my favorite is MARA, ticker symbol MARA. Okay, the ticker symbol for CleanSpark, I forgot to mention it. The ticker symbol for CleanSpark is CLSK, and the ticker symbol for Riot is RIOT. So, failed to touch on those 2. So the ticker symbol for MARA, the number 1 spot, my favorite Bitcoin mining stock, is simply because they're the largest, guys. Okay, they have just under around 17,000 Bitcoin on their balance sheet, and they have a huge exahash rate of around 28. Okay, they're the largest player out there out of the companies that I feel comfortable with, and I'm going to talk about a few of the Bitcoin mining companies I'm not comfortable with right after I finish talking about MARA. They've had some problems, but we all know that it's a great time to buy companies when they are facing issues. And MARA had some problems. They don't own a lot of their mining machines, but they have a plan to kind of use vertical integration and hopefully eventually own or control the majority of their mining machines. And they're just the largest company, guys. They're the largest, safest company. They survived the bear market. Fred Thiel, the CEO, he's a great guy. He's mature. He's been he's been involved in the corporate world for a really long time, and I think he's done a really good job of handling some of these short-term problems that MARA has seen. So obviously, it's more expensive for them to mine Bitcoin because they don't own a lot of their hosting sites, but they've done some really good accredited deals. They bought a few mining farms recently, and they're doing everything to lower their cost per coin. And this is probably one of the reasons why I think a lot of analysts and I think a lot of people on social media don't like MARA and have a lot of negative things to say about the company. But that's probably the best time that I want to buy a stock, when it's a bigger, larger company, and they have the largest market cap out of most of these miners that I listed. And it's almost 17,000 Bitcoin on balance sheet. They have even more Bitcoin than Tesla. Okay, Tesla is, last time I checked, is about 10,000. Okay, so this company has 70% more Bitcoin than Tesla does. That's good enough for me to get the top spot. Now, let's talk about some of the ones that I left off. The first one I left off is Core Scientific, okay? Ticker symbol CORZ. And I'm going to list all the tickers in the description below so you guys have a list of them. The reason why I left off Core Scientific is even though they have a higher hash rate, okay, than Marathon Digital, for me, they're a bunch of scammers, okay? This is a company that went bankrupt. They tanked the stock during the bear market all the way down to like 10 cents, then did a restructuring deal where existing shareholders only got 60% of their original shares back. This is a this is a no-go for me, okay? I don't deal in these companies that file for bankruptcy, restructure, all this garbage. Avoid, okay? I don't care how large you are. I don't care how many machines you have. I want consistency. So if you're not consistent, I'm not interested. The second one I don't like is Terawulf, ticker symbol WULF. And the reason why I don't like Terawulf is because they don't hodl any of their Bitcoin. So this is a unique industry in where most companies, Apple produces, iPhones and all this stuff, and they sell it. But in this industry, when you produce Bitcoin, the whole goal is to keep as much of it as possible. So Terawulf is kind of like going against the trend and not keeping any of their Bitcoin, trying to just mine it cheaply and sell it at a profit and stack fiat. And if any guys follow my channel, you know how bullish I am on Bitcoin becoming the global reserve currency of the 21st century. Why wouldn't you hodl any of it? Doesn't make any sense for me. So for me, Terawulf is a no-go. There's a few other smaller players out there, Stronghold, Greenidge. But for me, like I said, there's literally dozens of these tickers out there. If you guys just want to be like completely diversified, just buy there's an ETF out there, a Bitcoin mining ETF, ticker symbol WGMI. You guys can just buy that. But for me, I'm not touching any of these other smaller companies like Wolf. I'm not touching Core Scientific. I'm not interested, okay? So the 5 Bitcoin companies I listed, okay, we'll recap this very quickly to wrap up this video, starting with number 5, Bitfarms, number 4, Cipher Mining, number 3, Riot Blockchain, number 2, CleanSpark, and number 1, Marathon Digital. So those are my 5 favorites. Let me know what you guys think. Leave in the comments. If you guys want me to talk more in depth about any of these individual ones, I haven't really done an in-depth video on any of these individual Bitcoin mining companies. I've either done comparisons or list videos because the list videos perform really well. Guys, analytics don't lie. So if you guys like this format of like top 5 companies, top 5 altcoins, let me know. Or if you want me to cover any of these Bitcoin mining stocks in depth, in like one video, cover like one video for one stock, let me know in the comments. Do my best to kind of adjust my content for you guys, because at the end of the day, this content is for you. I've been reading about this stuff for years. So that's it for now, guys. You guys enjoyed my video, please smash that subscribe button and hit the like button so more people can watch this video. And like I said, if you guys like this list, what do you guys think? What are your top 5 Bitcoin mining stocks? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Write your list in the comments below, and I'll do my best to take a look at it and critique it. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care.